Welcome to downtown Cleveland. We're inside Progressive Field as the Cubs go for the two-game interleague sweep. Blue skies above. It has cooled off a little bit, but we'll have the Cubs and the Indians coming up on NBC Sports Chicago. Great to have you with us tonight. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. It will be a winning road trip. The Cubs have won 3 out of 4. They're trying to make it 4 out of 5. And Kyle Schwarber in the lineup once again has been red hot.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber's been doing a lot of good work. He's batting better than .400 over the last 10 ball games. He's also hit 4 home runs in that stretch. We've been talking a lot about the Cubs' approach at the plate, especially in Colorado, using the opposite field. Certainly, Schwarber has bought into that approach. But lest you think he's becoming a slap hitter just trying to ping the ball the other way. A little reminder that he can do this, too. Not once, but twice last night, Schwarber goes deep. He's got people ducking for cover with that 1-iron home run, and then he pulls out the driver a little bit later on and hits a bomb.
Yeah, he sees the ball pretty well in this ballpark. If you add up his career numbers, not only 2015 in that interleague series, but the World Series, and then what he did last night, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think the Indians might want to try to make a deal for Kyle Schwarber at some point in his career. 15 out of 30 here with an OPS over 1,400.
We've got a really good pitching matchup. It'll be left-hander John Lester for the Cubs, right-hander Trevor Bauer for Cleveland.
Yeah, both coming out very good starts. It was a losing effort for Bauer. He got beat 3-1 by the Orioles. He's off to a very good start so far this year in that start at Baltimore. 7 innings, 3 runs. John Lester, the Cubs are undefeated so far in his 4 starts. He had his best start of the year Thursday against the Cardinals. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 unearned run allowed.
Cubs would love to head home and face the red-hot Brewers on a 3-game win streak. They've got a chance to do that tonight. Cubs and Indians, first pitch right around the corner.
Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Batting second for Chicago, number 9, the third baseman, Javier Baez.
Rizzo, the batter. 2 outs, nobody on, first inning. 2 hits. RBI and a run last night. Oh, working quickly. That one is fouled out of play.
Bauer has not allowed a first inning run this year. As a matter of fact, he has not allowed a run in the first or second inning of his 4 starts so far. First time through the batting order, opposing hitters are batting .065 against him.
Rizzo just got hit. Par for the course for this club. Nothing new for Anthony Rizzo either.
Yeah, you know, you could take a paper cutout of Anthony and at birthday parties you could have like pin the baseball on Anthony, all the spots where he's been hit.
22nd time the Cubs have been plunked, most in the majors. Rizzo has been hit 6 times. Now Contreras, who squares to bunt and takes low for ball 1. Bauer's interesting to watch getting loose, isn't he? With the long toss in the outfield.
Yeah, he's a different cat. He's a sharp guy. His dad is an engineer, and he kind of thinks that same way. Different approach to his training. You can get pretty deep in breaking it down.
Two balls, no strikes on Contreras, who hit his first homer of the year last night. Long pause at the set. And now a step off. Ready. Rizzo not running. The pitch low. It's 3-0. Bauer went to William S. Hart High School in Santa Clarita, California. Mike Montgomery went there. A lot of major league players went to that high school. Todd Zeal, Bob Walk, Kevin Millar, among many others. On the ground, Ramirez has it, and he'll take the short throw as they force Rizzo at second base. The Indians coming up against that man, John Lester, when we come back. And here's the Indians. 1 through 9 is written out by Terry Francona. Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, will lead it off. He's a switch hitter. Jason Kipnis, his double play partner, batting second. Jose Ramirez, one of the hottest hitters in the league currently. Encarnacion. Michael Brantley getting his first and only start of the series. Same for Yan Gomes. Alonso moves down in the order against the southpaw. Brandon Guyer, originally drafted by the Cubs. And Rajay Davis will hit ninth.
Cubs defensively, we go to the outfield. Almora in center, flanked by Happ and Hayward. Baez, as Len mentioned, originally at second base in the lineup, moved to third, so he joins Russell on the left side. Listella Rizzo on the right side. Contreras behind the plate. Lexus, experienced, amazing starting pitcher, is John Lester.
First pitch strike to Lindor. First time, sorry, JD, I was going to say, first time he's started in this park in the regular season since he was with Boston back in 2013, but pitched in relief in Game 7.
Yeah. Again, started Game 1 here. He's been good in this ballpark. Of course, the names and faces have changed since his days with Boston.
That's Tommy La Stella hitting Lindor. One away.
So, you know, the move Baez to third, La Stella to second was because the anticipation was there'd be more balls on the ground to the left side of the infield, and with Russell and Baez there, that's kind of like an iron curtain defensively. So sure enough, first ball and play of the game goes to second base. And interestingly enough, in John's last start, which was a really good one, he only got one ground ball out. It's the last out of his outing. Everything else was either in the air or a punch out.
Yeah, you had to figure La Stella would be involved in the first play tonight. And strike to Kipnis.
And knowing Tommy, I wouldn't be surprised if he runs into the dugout after the inning and says, "You see, Joe, you can't hide me."
Oh, 2. Kipnis hitless, walk, knocked in a run last night. Northbrook made it, went to Glenbrook North. He's the baseball and football team captain. Attended Kentucky and then Arizona State.
One of 3 left-handed bats in the lineup tonight for Terry Francona.
1-2 offers outside.
Fastball, cutter, curve, and change for John. Used his four-seamer a little bit more this year than in the past.
Slow Lester windup, ground ball, Rizzo. 2 ground balls to the right side.
So much for the spray charts.
Here comes Jose Ramirez. 3 for 3, a walk, a double, a run last night. 413 over his last dozen games after a slow start. Say cheese. First pitch to Ramirez misses the outside corner. Cubs are 10-9 all time in the regular season against the Indians, plus 4-3 in the World Series. Today, by the way, is the 142nd anniversary of the first game in the history of the Chicago National League franchise.
Happy birthday.
A 4-0 win at Louisville. Albert Spalding made the start for the then White Stockings. And in fact, he started each of the White Stockings' first 14 games that year. Another hit for Ramirez. 4 for 4 in the set. Keeps the Indians alive here in the opening frame.
Ramirez is one of those guys opposing players would say, you know, he just can flat out rake, and he really upped the power profile to his game last year. He had 29 home runs last year. He had just 11 in 2016. Al Spalding. Spalding Sporting Goods, the Spalding Guide.
Cubs a charter franchise in the National League in 1876. Cleveland pro baseball history also pretty interesting. The Forest Cities began play in 1869, and they had a National League franchise. Did you know this? On a couple of different occasions. They were the Blues 1879 to 84, and then the Spiders 1889 to 99.
Familiar with the Spiders.
These two guys have matched up a fair amount. Bottom one, no score. Cubs won last night 10-3. Here's the pitch. Popped him up. Looks like routine for Hayward, and it is. 2-out single, no damage done after one. 0-0. Five of their first round series are tied at 2 games apiece. And it's really interesting how, you know, this is an interleague matchup, but we keep running into LeBron. We were here 3 years ago for interleague play. It was just after the Warriors had beaten the Cavs to win the NBA title. The following year, the Cubs beat the Indians in the World Series, and LeBron and his teammates were across the street. And then he loses the bet, so he's got to wear the Cubs jersey.
He went full uni.
Not real happy about it. So it was a bet with Dwayne Wade as La Stella hooks one to right. Foul. Just foul. Plenty of home run distance, and he just missed one.
Yeah, we saw Wilson Contreras hit his first home run of the year last night. Tommy still looking for number one. Of course, the long ball, not a big part of his game, but he turned on this one. So Zyle Mora tried to ambush a first pitch fastball. Now La Stella does the same. Not a bad idea. Bauer, if he's going to be aggressive with that heater, get him before he starts spinning it.
27-year-old righty delivers in tight, and it's 1-2.
Watched a lot of film of his teammate Corey Kluber and Marcus Stroman of the Blue Jays trying to mimic their slider. And a keen eye there by Tommy to lay off that fastball just off the outside corner.
We're all bundled up. Foul tip, strike 3. He missed a home run by a few feet and ends up striking out first for Bauer.
Yeah, so last season, late July, Bauer kind of went away from the cutter, started to use the slider a little bit more, and had great success. Best ERA in the American League since July 27th. This is through tonight. He trails only Verlander and Kluber with that 2.49 ERA.
Pitch to Schwarber misses low. 4-12 over his last 10 games. A 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss.
Straight change up there.
Pitch he hasn't thrown a ton here in the early going. Foul. I would think for Bauer, JD, that'd be a real good pitch for him because he's got great arm action on it.
Yeah, I think he's you know, a very talented kid, has a big arm. I think sometimes the reputation is that he's gotten his own way. Sometimes because he is so thoughtful, tinkering maybe a little bit too much. He probably would not agree with that. He is striving for perfection. Kind of a short arm delivery he's got too, so I think there's some deception there to go along with 95 when he really turns it loose. To give you some idea of the way he thinks, this is from an article I read earlier this spring, and he wondered, how do I need to orient the seams in order to get the laminar flow aligned with Magnus force so it works in the same direction?
Of course, why wouldn't you?
Les Moss never brought that up to me back in the day. There's all kinds of things where he sticks push pins into baseballs and plays with the rotation of them.
2-2 on Kyle Schwarber. Fun matchup. He's run it full. Pretty good staff at UCLA, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
He and Garrett Cole are two of the top 3 picks in the 2011 draft. And Schwarber draws the walk.
He's seen it well. The Cubs have 25 players and millions of teammates, and they need everyone at the top of their game screaming, "Go, Cubs, go!" Because when everybody's in, from the grandstands to the bleachers, everybody on the field takes notice. Tickets are still available for the 4-game set with the Brewers, which begins tomorrow night. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com.
Addison Russell had a good night last night, even though he only had 1 hit and a real good approach.
Yeah, there was so many good things going on in the game last night. Obviously, Schwarber with the 2 home runs was a headline maker. With Contreras went deep. Happ had 3 hits, including a home run. But Addison Russell, really good. His swing last night. The timing was much better.
To cross guys off the home run list as he still looks for his first. Good read by Schwarber. That ball hit the ground and he was on his way, so a wild pitch puts him in scoring position.
Shuffle, shuffle, read, ball and dirt, go. Cubs dead last in the National League with just 4 stolen bases, so they try to do it other ways. Aggressive on plays like that, balls in the dirt. Good secondary leads. First to third on base hits to the right field, things of that nature. Push the envelope a little bit.
Look back at the runner. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking ball. 2 down.
It's a pretty nasty curveball right there. Had some serious laminar flow on it.
Sort of the drone he had back in the fall of 2016. During the playoffs, he suffered a bad cut on his right pinky finger. Took some stitches and had to start pushed back in the ALCS and had to leave early due to incessant bleeding. Pretty well, but it's going to be an out as Geyer hauls it in to get Hayward. 1 out walk. Schwarber stranded at second base. Still 0-0 after an inning and a half. Brought to you by T-Mobile as Tyler Chatwood got his first win as a Cub after 3 losses. Walked a few too many, but he found a way to get out of most of the situations he was in.
Yeah, he didn't give up a lot of hard contact. I think that's what it's going to look like with Tyler. You know, he walked 7 2 starts ago, 5 yesterday. He struck out 5, but only allowed 4 hits. Normally when you look at a pitching line, 6 innings, 1 run, and you think, well, you know, he probably threw strike 1 a whole bunch, had good command. That really wasn't the case, but I don't think it's going to be the case very often. I think it's just stuff, movement, doggedness, gets a lot of ground balls, doesn't give in.
Michael Brantley, 30 years old, trying to stay healthy. We're going to need him to be healthy. That ball hit the deep center. Almora makes the catch, running away from home plate.
That was the proverbial can of corn compared to what Almora was doing out in Colorado. A nice break on this one, a little over the shoulder. Take it to the corner of the end zone. 6 points. But just to finish up on Chatwood, you know, there's no artistic merit in baseball. It's all about results. You can walk a few, but if you keep the hit total down, keep the runs down, you can win.
Keep your head in the game, right? He doesn't seem to get rattled He's walking 4, 5, 6 guys. We've seen him do that on a few occasions already. Jan Gomes in the air to left. He just missed one as Happ will make the catch. 2 quick outs.
Kids Sundays are back at Wrigley Field following this Sunday afternoon's game with the Brewers. The first 1,000 kids 13 and younger will have the opportunity to run the bases, weather permitting. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/kids. I'm going to say that the weather will be permitting.
We always hope for that. Wander Alonso 0 for 4 in the opener.
With Jan followed by Yonder. Five home runs already this year. He broke out in a big way last year in the power department.
First time All-Star. Split the year Oakland and Seattle.
Got into the launch angle revolution. First came to the big leagues with Cincinnati, then was traded to San Diego. When he first came up, the book on him was alley to alley, guy who would hit doubles and then eventually would develop more power, but it never really came. A big, strong guy, but it wasn't so much that he wasn't strong enough or talented enough, but he just had a different stroke. So he went to work, started hitting the ball out of the ballpark. So I suspect now he probably gets pitched up above the belt a little bit more than he did in the past. Try to counter that.
1-2 on Alonso. John Lester began his career pitching for Terry Francona with the Red Sox. And his first postseason experience came in 2 relief outings with Boston against the Indians back in the ALCS in 07. Swing and a miss. John's got his first strikeout, and the Indians go in order in the second. Still 0-0.
Baez, so much fun to watch him play. The no-look tags, the tremendous defensive work. Watch this, belly flopping into the seats. And then the base running. Always in go mode, even when he sees the stop sign. The Almago slide.
Ian Happ takes ball one. Now, there are times you watch Baez, it looks like it's a little league game and he's just going to keep running and nobody's going to throw him out.
Yeah,
he's the best player on the field. And he does his thing. What a night for Happ last night. 3 for 4, a homer, knocked in 2, all from the 9 spot. Homered on the first pitch of the season. Slumped, and now he's hot again. Called strike 3 as Bauer cools him off, at least for this at bat. Emphatic strike call by Lance Barksdale.
Top of the zone fastball.
Indians got knocked around last night. Pitching incredibly well, 3rd in the American League in ERA as Almora singles into center.
First pitch swinging again. This time it pays off.
So Albert now has a career best 8-game hitting streak.
See, I like that approach because I think a lot of pitchers will do if a guy makes an out on a first pitch against him. The assumption is that they're taking the next go around, that they're not going to be as aggressive on that first pitch. But if you're ready to hit and you get a pitch in the zone, might as well take a whack at it.
Bounce toward the middle. That's a base hit. Baez has an 8-gamer.
Another first pitch swing.
Hey, join NBC Sports Chicago for an authentic fan draft night party tomorrow at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Bridgeport. The fun starts at 5:30 with a taping of Beer Money, followed by Sports Talk Live on location. Then watch live NFL draft reaction with Lawrence Holmes and Alex Brown. Rizzo was hit by a pitch in the first. He bats with 2 on here in the 3rd. And he takes a strike.
Two hits for Anthony in the ball game last night, but one real soft off the thumbs little ground ball on the right side. Then he pushed one through the hole on the left side. Still searching for consistent contact.
Holmes a real good accurate arm back to the plate. It's always a tough play from your knees to throw to second base.
It's kind of it's an easy play for a catcher to contemplate the way they're positioning their infielders with Anthony hitting, Lindor standing right behind second base.
One and 2 to Rizzo. Baby cutter.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a slider that backed up on him.
Lindor playing basically behind second. You can see him bottom of your screen. And you can probably hear Trevor Bauer grunting on the pitch. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Grunt loud and throw a changeup is always a good strategy.
He did throw him a changeup, and it was a beauty.
Yeah, a turbo changeup at 87 miles per hour. Is there 3 guys at the top of any rotation that have the kind of stuff that this group has here with Kluber, Carrasco, and this kid?
It's pretty impressive.
Talked about the slider, how he watched a lot of video of Kluber and Stroman. The changeup, Steven Strasburg was his model for his changeup. Hitter has about less than half a second to make up his mind whether he's going to swing or not.
Slow curve for a strike. Back-to-back one-out hits by Almora and Baez. 2 down now, 2 strikes on Wilson Contreras. Bauer has it. And the Cubs strand a couple. They've left men on base in all 3 innings to start it. 0-0.
Later in tonight's game.
Indians will bat here in the home third. Bottom of the 9th, game 1 of the makeup doubleheader in Pittsburgh. Tigers 13, Pirates 10.
It's going south after a great start. He's lost 4 in a row coming into play tonight.
Brandon Guyer getting the start in right field.
He's got hit there. He's very good at getting hit.
He is. He is adept at reaching base in that fashion. Now 32, a 5th round pick of the Cubs out of the University of Virginia in 2007. He didn't make his major league debut until 2011 with the Rays under Joe Madden. And he homered in his first major league plate appearance off Zach Britton in Baltimore.
Nobody homers off Zach Britton. He got hit by 23 pitches in 2016. He only played in 63 games.
First 100 career starts as a Cub. Lester put up the 4th best ERA among lefties at .333. balls, 2 strikes. Rajay Davis on deck, then Lindor. Called strike 3. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Chicago Cubs into your X1 voice remote and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Beautiful backdoor cutter there from John to get Geyer.
Tough night for Davis last night. He played left. He's in center tonight. He walked, but he also went 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, and was thrown out at home plate. The 1-0 pitch hit foul off to the right.
Saw the Indians in spring training 3 or 4 different times, and Davis was there as a non-roster invitee, and for a while there, it looked like he was going to make the club. Third most stolen bases among actives behind Jose Reyes and Ichiro.
.398 in his long career. A 2-1 from Lester. Hit pretty well out into center. Almora took a look back. Plenty of room. 2 outs. Switch hitting Lindor. Cubs return home tomorrow night. Start a big 4-game weekend series with the Brewers. They're in Kansas City tonight. And Eric Thames goes to the DL. He's got a torn ligament in his left thumb. Boy, they have really been beaten up. Arguably their best starter, Jimmy Nelson, starting the year on the DL. Their closer, Corey Knebel. One time they had both their catchers on the DL. Manny Pena just came back, and now Eric Thames.
Oh, just got Yelich back last week.
Almora with another catch. He's been busy here early. John Lester's been terrific. In the first of 4 against the Brewers. Good matchup with Chase Anderson. Coverage starts at 7, and you can stream the game live as well on the NBC Sports app. Projected starters are brought to you by Verizon. Here's what the Brewers will have. Lefty Suter on Friday. Junior Guerra recently joining their rotation, has been very good.
I'll say.
Yankees on Sunday. Cubs will counter with Hendricks, Darvish, Quintana, Chatwood. Stella really missed a home run. His first time up before striking out. On the count 0-1. Third consecutive start for Tommy. Chris Bryant still day to day. On the hands a bit. Davis racing in, and he'll stay on his feet and make the catch.
A little too much hang time.
Schwarber drew a one-out walk in the second. Well, we don't come here a lot, but this is really a great ballpark. Fans are right on top of the action.
And we're certainly aware of the damage Kyle has done in this ballpark. Of course, of boos from the Tribe faithful as he strode up there. I've seen enough of this guy.
This place opened in 1994, replacing Cleveland Municipal Stadium. And they could not have timed it better in terms of when the team got good.
Yeah, those clubs were outstanding in the mid-90s here.
Outside that
Now,
time, 1-2.
You could argue sometimes that maybe it's a good idea to open a new ballpark when you have a bad club, so you get the new stadium honeymoon, even though you have a bad club, and then, you know, as that wears off, then you get better and better. I don't think anybody really contemplates that as they formulate their strategy. But yeah, new ballpark, obviously. Folks here wanted to come to the new yard, and they had an outstanding team.
And it happened the second they moved into that park. Statue of Jim Thome. And a lot of really bad ball clubs toward the end of their tenure at the old ballpark. And it's 76 and 86 in 93, and then they strike shortened year 66 and 47 in 94. They won 100 games in 95. And that was a shortened season as well. And they went all the way to the World Series. It's John Adams' drum. Maybe John checking out some hoops.
Come on, John. You're better than that. This Friday, April 27th, Cubs Brewers. First pitch 1:20, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs fleece blanket presented by American Airlines. Tickets are available for this game. Get yours at Cubs.com. See, it comes in handy on a cold day at the ballpark.
Russell grounds to Lindor. John. Hey, John.
Rumpa-pum-pum.
Chicago.com, presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media nationwide. He is on your side. 2-3-4 for Cleveland. Kipnis, Ramirez, and Encarnacion. Mister has allowed one hit. That was a Jose Ramirez 2-out single in the first. No walks, a couple of strikeouts. And the curve almost hit Kipnis. All right, one last trip down Indians memory lane, and I wonder if a study has ever been done. 1-0, blowing outside. All right. I hope I can explain this. The worst team in Major League history made up of the best players. So a really bad year with a roster of really good players. Okay, now I'm going to read some names. And I think I have the answer to the question as Kipnis pops out to Baez. All right, the 1987 Indians. All right.
Yeah.
Joe Carter, Tony Bernazard, Julio Franco, Brooke Jacoby, Mel Hall, Corey Snyder, Pat Tabler, Rick Dempsey, Andre Thornton, Otis Nixon were all on that club. Pitching staff: Tom Candiotti, Phil Niekro, Steve Carlton, Greg Swindell, Doug Jones. You ready for the record?
Yeah.
61 and 101. So it's not who was on the team, it's when they were on the team, right?
Guys that ended up having very good resumes, or who had the better parts of their careers were long gone.
Or some guys who were yet to maybe have their primes. But after I read those names, it doesn't sound like a 61 and 101.
You remember all your baseball cards when you were a kid, and you go, that guy was good, that guy was good, that guy had a good career.
Now Steve Carlton was 42, Phil Niekro was 48.
Yeah.
But two Hall of Famers in your rotation. That's hard to fathom.
That I just pulled it up on Baseball Reference. Candiotti had the best ERA of the group at 4.78, and that was in a different run scoring environment. Kenny Schramm had a 6.50. Nuxie had a 5.89.
Ramirez golfs one high into the air to left. So I think that's a worthy, if you go maybe based on career WAR, right?
Yeah.
You try to find the team with the worst record with the best WAR.
With the highest career
like
WAR.
Yeah, they would be a nominee.
Research project. That'd be a good research project for somebody.
2 down. It's Encarnacion. Whitney over curve, and he got it over. It's foul.
Yeah, this guy has been a prolific run producer for a good while now.
Only current player with 6 consecutive 30 homer seasons.
4 so far this year, not hitting for average, just a $154. You gotta believe as the weather heats up, so will he. There's some kind of an alarm going on.
Yes.
Now you've got me obsessing over the '87 Indians.
Two.
Brett Butler was on that team.
Butler,
he had an outstanding career. kind of rolling along here tonight. 48 pitches, 2 outs in the 4th. 1 base runner allowed. Again, getting a lot of outs in the air.
Encarnacion walks. First one issued by Lester. 66 Cubs went 59 and 103. Hundley, Banks, Beckert, Kessinger, I mean, these are guys who ended up in the nucleus of the 69 Cubs. Fergie.
How about the 1899 Cleveland Spiders? They probably had a pretty good bunch. You're going to look it up, aren't you? Emily's dad, Mickey, was a big leaguer
with the Mariners. Now, you knew the record, right? The Spiders?
No, their record?
1899.
How'd they do?
Did you mention that year?
I just threw it out there. I knew they were around back then.
20 and 134. They won 20 games and played 154.
That's not a very good year.
That's a terrible year. I mean, they had Tommy Dowd and Sport McAllister and Lave Cross.
You can't.
And Chief Zimmer and Jack Stivitz. Team should have won at least 30. Down the line, trouble, landing foul. That's good. As Baez landed awkwardly. I hope he's okay. I mentioned last night that rubberized track.
Yeah, there's a potential there to slip and or kind of dig in and tweak something. We'll see if we can catch anything here. He gets a nice break on this ball and then has to kind of belly out a little bit, just barely foul. Yeah, it's right at the end of the play where
I think the spike catches that rubberized material right there, maybe at the end. Two strikes on Michael Brantley. Did not play in the game last night. Is drifting back. Russell, though, is going to take it in foul ground. Nicely done. Similar spot. And we head off to the 5th. Lester Bauer. It has lived up to its billing so far. This opportunity to expand access for fans interested in buying Cubs tickets at an affordable price. The team will now offer 60 tickets located in the lower level terrace for just $10 for every regular season home game. Fans can register online for the chance to purchase up to 4 tickets. Registration opens 48 hours before the game, closes 24 hours prior to the scheduled first pitch. No fee to enter. For details, visit Cubs.com/1060 tickets. Glenn and JD and our NBC Sports Chicago crew from Cleveland. Jason Hayward in a nice stretch, 4 consecutive multi-hit games. He hit a soft liner to right for an out in the second, and takes curve for a strike here in the 5th. Only 3 hits combined in the game, all singles.
And both these pitchers positioned to pitch deep into this ball game.
Foul pop, Gomes for the out.
There have not been many pitches made by either guy, and very few under any kind of duress. Easy going so far. They've both been at the top of their games.
Bauer came in 1-2 despite sporting a 2.67 ERA. It's now down to 2.30. Strike on Ian Happ.
(10-2) with a 3.01 in the second half of last season for Bauer.
Indians have lost 11 games here at home since last year's All-Star break. 34-11. They had a strange end of the year last year. They engineered an American League record 22-game winning streak. They went 33-4 over their final 37 games. They blew a 2-0 lead in a division series. So if you add it up, they were 35-4 and then lost their last 3 games. That is a tough way to end the season. So is it just the baseball gods saying the cycles of baseball mean you can't keep winning, or what?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that would be the easy narrative to say. They just kind of ran out of gas. They were on a roll until they weren't. But it's very difficult to explain the nature of this game.
That draws the walk.
Breaking down the biggest story surrounding your teams, join Ozzie Guillen, Doug Glanville, and Layla Rahimi for Baseball Night in Chicago tomorrow night at 6:30. NBC Sports Chicago.
I think I gave you this note during spring training, and you liked it so much I'm going to give it to you again. The Indians were the first team to blow a 2-game series lead in back-to-back postseasons. Up 3-1 on the Cubs in the World Series in 16, up 2-0 on the Yankees in the division series last year. Might Joe push some buttons here in a scoreless game? Tito thinks he might.
I mentioned Cubs dead last in the National League with only 4 stolen bases. Holmes throws well. If you're looking for a candidate to steal a base, it would be Ian Happ.
Not running until now as that ball rattling around.
Yeah, you know, he does bounce the breaking ball from time to time, so I think that's kind of hoping that you get this as opposed to putting yourself at risk by trying to steal the bag. So a man in scoring position had a threat in the third with a couple of men on and just 1 out. Nothing came of it.
And the right guys coming up in terms of who's been hot on this trip. Almora and then Baez on deck. Both Cubs hits tonight. Well, if we come back here, it'll be in the World Series again. But, some Cubs players will return here next year. They've got the All-Star game in Cleveland in 2019. Balls, no strikes on Almora. Here's a pitch. 2-1. This is Lance Barksdale's mask.
Bauer likes that elevated fastball. It's a classic power pitcher combination. That sharp down breaking curveball and then the four-seam fastball up in the zone. Decide how aggressive he wants to be here in a hitter's count with the base open, but Javi Baez lurking on deck. Good take.
Second walk of the inning.
As you get through the batting order second and third time, you opposing hitters have seen all your pitches. They get a better feel for what you're trying to do. Get into the middle innings in a tight game like this, you start to think, if I give up a big fly here or a double in the gap, I'm going to be down a run, possibly two, before it all shakes out. And then you start thinking about results. You start thinking bigger than you probably should. You start worrying about the outcome of the game as opposed to this hitter, this pitch. It's human nature.
Baez 1 for 2. The out was a line out to center.
Frustrated with himself. I think he was looking curveball there. He jumped on a first pitch curveball from Matt Belisle for a double last night. He just pulled off it a little bit. And when you break down Baez this year, it's not so much that he's cut down on chasing pitches out of the zone, but he's been more aggressive in the zone. I think that's why he's done so much more damage.
Oh, 2.
So much torque. That big swing. This is where he's been a lot better, though. Just staying in counts, getting something done with 2 strikes. Have them set up to come hard in on the hands if they trust the ability to execute the pitch. But again, the book on Javi with 2 strikes, most guys, right-handers especially, are going to go breaking ball away or fastball way up. That was a mistake. It was a breaking pitch that stayed in the zone. He got away with it.
Is a lead runner at second. Mora with a good lead at first. And another 0-2 from Bauer.
Last time Gomes kind of raised his glove, came out of his crouch a little bit just to deke because they threw a curveball. That time he asked for the high fastball, came up out of his crouch. And then on second, you want to move as late as possible. You saw what he did there, how he set up inside just in case Happ was trying to convey anything or to Baez, and then he moved out as the pitch was being delivered.
Sets up a 2-2, and Baez chased the slider. Good strikeout for Bauer, 2 down. It's his 5th.
The stunt goes way outside, and he gets the chase from Javi, and this is Javi has kind of cut down a good bit on that. You see him nodding his head as if to say, "Yeah, you got me this time." Be a good time for Big Riz to find an alley.
I thought you were going to say the second deck.
Oh, that too.
Right. That could work. And the Cubs will grab the lead. He found the short alley. Not a good throw back in, but Almora will hold at third. It's 1-0. Let's say he found a side street.
Yeah, he was headed to the alley, but it gets the job done, and it's again another first pitch swing. Fastball middle in and down a little bit.
Cubs cash in that leadoff walk.
RBI number 7.
1 out walk, I should say. And they're not done yet. It's Wilson Contreras. Cubs have not trailed in this series. Leading 1-0 here in game 2. Bauer set, long pause at the belt, and he thought he had strike 2, but it's 1-1. And it did look like an obvious strike.
Very strike-ish. Like change up there. So again, third time through the order, trying to present a little different look.
Bauer's 2-1, swing and a miss on the curve.
He's only a little over 40% fastball for the season, so the combination curveball slider leans heavily on those breaking pitches. And that's a growing trend in the game. The leader of that revolution would be Lance McCullers Jr. over there in Houston. There's one curveball after another.
Ramirez has it. And his throw to Kipnis forces Rizzo. Anthony with a 2-out RBI single. It's 1-0 Cubs in the 5th. tonight, and he's got himself a 1-0 lead. He'll face Gomes, Alonso, and Geyer here in the Cleveland fifth.
Wouldn't it be ironic if Joe brought Kyle Hendricks out of the bullpen?
Well, he's pitching tomorrow, but I know what you're getting at. Yeah, John pitched in relief of Hendricks in Game 7 of the World Series. All hands on deck that night. Pitch to the Cleveland catcher, misses inside. Holmes was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Went to high school in Miami and then attended the University of Tennessee and Barry University in Florida.
Not familiar with Barry University. Barry, like B-A-R-R-Y?
Yeah, B-A-R-R-Y. You've never heard of it?
No. Four years ago, Gomes had a pretty big home run season. He and Perez, the tandem, they're both very good defensively. Don't bring a whole lot to the table offensively.
Barry University has been around since 1940. To left, foul.
Whereabouts is Barry?
It is Miami Shores, Florida.
Okay.
Catholic University.
Named after some dude named Barry, huh?
Buccaneers.
Not the Axelrods?
Reverend Patrick Barry, the Bishop of St. Augustine, helped found it.
Couple of strikeouts for John so far tonight. A lot of lazy fly balls. See what went down with that previous foul smash. Oh, down he goes. Go ahead, get your back in here. Saved by the belt.
3-2. Driven deep. Hayward back on it. He's got it. No panic from Jason Hayward. That ball was hit really hard by Gomes.
Yeah, ball on this trajectory to the other field, a little bit surprising, and Jason had to make a little bit of a late adjustment there, but man, you nailed it. No panic. Crossover.
Ball one to Alonso.
Jake Arrieta's pitching tonight against Zach Greinke. That's a good matchup. Diamondbacks and Phillies, 2-2 in the fifth.
Popped them up. That is Tommy La Stella.
It's Sunday the 29th. Cubs Brewers first pitch 1:20, and after the first 10,000 early arriving adults 21 years of age and older will receive a Cubs slouch beanie presented by Jim Beam. Tickets are available. Can be yours at Cubs.com. Well, you got to pay for them. That's where you should go to get them. Kershaw's working tonight. Tyone. Scherzer pitched today.
Nationals crushed the Giants 15-2. Scherzer over Samardzija.
Well, that's poor allocating of resources by the Nationals to score 15 runs for Scherzer. Usually 2 or 3 will get the job done.
Some notes we mentioned. Eric Thames was on the DL. Brewers winning 7 in a row going into tonight. And Ronald Acuna is up with the Braves. He's 0 for 3 as they trail at Cincinnati 4-3 in the 7th. Three and 1 on Geyer.
Typically, John, even near the bottom of the batting order, doesn't give in counts like this. He's still typically trying to hit a corner, the bottom of the knees.
Hit a ton, hooking toward the pole, and that ball is gone off the pole, and we're tied. Brandon Geyer with his first of the year.
Yeah, well, and that time, John, I'm not sure what his intent was. I think he was trying to get that ball in a little bit more, but that one was a bit of a cookie. 2 outs, nobody on, 8-hole hitter, 3-1 count. Maybe he just decided to take a shot and challenge Geyer. He's been pretty good against left-handed pitching throughout his career, and he timed that one up nicely. That's the Ford home run replay, number 1 for Geyer. It's the second one allowed by John this year.
Rajay Davis. Fastball outside. 1-1 tie here in the 5th. Right again. Balls, no strikes. John Gray punched out 11. The Rockies beat the Padres today 5-2. The 30th game these two teams have played this year.
Yeah, they've already had a big brawl.
Tyson Ross took the loss. He's 0-6 in his career at Coors Field. We'll see the Rockies again next week at Wrigley. Another ball hit well, this time to the opposite field, but Hayward right in front of the track will make the grab. So good comeback by Lester after a 3-0 start. Geyer with a 2-out, 1-run homer. It's 1-1. NFL Draft with NBC Sports Chicago. Lawrence Holmes, Alex Brown, Hub Arkish will break down the big day for the Bears. NFL Draft Central Preview Show tonight at 10:30. On 1 tie. Cubs got their tally on a 2-out RBI hit from Anthony Rizzo. The Indians on a 2-out solo homer from Brandon Guyer. Tommy La Stella's 0 for 2. And looks at a strike. Pitch on the ground. Kipnis with a short toss over to Alonso.
Monday, April 30th is Restaurateurs, Bartenders, and Barista Professionals Night. All participants 21 and older who purchase tickets through the Cubs Community Nights page will receive a pair of Cubs-themed texting gloves presented by Jim Beam. For more information, visit Cubs.com/communitynights.
Trying to keep their eye on this one and the hoops game across the way. You see what Nicholas Castellanos has been doing?
No.
Tigers did beat the Pirates, the first of their doubleheader, 13-10. He's 10 for 15 with 2 homers and 9 RBIs over the Tigers' last 3 games, hitting .337 on the year. Former Cub Jamer Candelario went 3 for 6. Miguel Cabrera had 4 hits.
Tigers had 20 hits in that ball game.
They still have another game to play tonight. Mentioned the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. Arizona 16-6. Best run differential in the National League. The Cubs are number 2.
Yeah, that the Diamondbacks are good, I don't think is a big surprise. That they're this good this early, maybe. But Patrick Corbin has been outstanding.
Full count pitch in the air to center. And it's Davis to retire Schwarber. Comes a lot of blowout wins. And they're at plus 31.
Phillies 6 games better than 500. Atlanta's 12-10. They've been a lot better than people expected. I mentioned earlier they got their big prospect Acuna up from the minor leagues. So he and the Albies kid Dansby Swanson off to a pretty good start.
Team I was really interested in watching this year in spring training was the Oakland A's. They're off to a good start. 13-11 in a very tough American League West.
Everybody above 500 in that division except for the Rangers are 8-17, and Adrian Beltre I think is headed to the disabled list.
Two and one to Russell.
Beltre the other day passed George Brett to become the all-time leader in extra base hits by a third baseman. He's pretty much punched his ticket to Cooperstown.
Beltre, Andrews, Odor, Lincecum, all on the DL. 3/4 of their infield on the disabled list currently.
Challenge heater on 3-1, but 95 miles per hour down over the outside part of the plate.
Power winds and fires, and that ball hit to deep right. Geyer dropped it.
Keep going, Addison.
And Russell will end up with a long single.
Kind of, I think, made an assumption there that that ball was going to be caught.
Well, they're going to give him an error.
Yeah, yeah, he should have caught it. It was a really good swing. He hit it hard, but it should have been caught. And Addison also should have ended up on second base. Caught watching the play a little bit, especially with 2 outs. That's when you really want to give yourself a chance.
Gives Hayward a chance. And the pitch is low. As a staff, the Indians with a sub-3 ERA, 2.92 going into the game tonight, 4th in the major leagues. Hammered to right, way back. It is foul. La Stella hit one similarly earlier, and Hayward just missed.
Yeah, he unloads on that ball, but clearly foul.
Very loud foul strike.
Happiest guy in the ballpark, Brandon Geyer.
1-2. Went around. Gomes will toss to Alonso. 2-out error by Geyer, but the Cubs do not score. Still 1-1 in the 6th.
Budweiser bleachers in the left field porch under the video board. This private porch offers a unique view of the game with both sunny and shaded areas, available in 50 to 100 blocks with unlimited beverages and access 2 hours prior to first pitch. For more information, visit Cubs.com/premier.
Every time you read that, I feel like you're saying with both sunny and share.
Well,
Sunny and shaded.
and shaded, lesser known singing duo.
Bottom 6. 0-1 on Lindor.
Sunny and Sade. This Lindor is a smooth operator.
Gypsies, tramps, and operators. Fly ball, trouble, and gone. Lindor's got sick power.
I'll say little middle infielder, but plenty of pop.
At 33 last year, that's his third in 2018. 2-1 Cleveland.
He kind of tucks that shoulder under, explodes through that pitch. It's a Ford home run replay. Second home run allowed by John here tonight, accounting for both of the Indians' runs.
Four doubles, 33 homers, 15 steals last year, finished in the top 5 in the MVP balloting.
A great two-way player, tremendous defender. He can run.
Fitness fouls off of third and to the seats. Comes an 0-2 from John. Fouled off.
And caught a lot of the plate, too. The Geyer home run came on a 3-1 pitch with 2 outs and nobody on. Holmes hit the ball hard last inning. Davis hit the ball pretty hard, too. So imagine that's gotten Joe Madden and Jim Hickey's attention in the Cubs dugout.
Cubs trying to win their third in a row for the first time this season.
Good pitch.
Called strike 3.
Last pitch of the game presented by Xfinity, America's best internet service provider. Good heater right over the outside corner to finish off Kipnis.
Switch hitting Ramirez.
Good from both sides, maybe a little bit better as a right-handed batter. Not normally the case. Switch hitters typically get a lot more swings from the left side. Ramirez has been swinging a hot bat. 1 out of 2 tonight, has his average up to 272. I looked at the Indians lineup before we came to town. 5 or 6 days ago, and it seemed like everybody, all their main guys, were hitting less than 200. Still their first place club, largely because their pitching has been so good. The rotation and the bullpen near the top of the league in terms of ERA.
A 2-2 count on Ramirez. Indians leading for the first time in the 2-game series. Foul tip for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for John Lester. Bring up the DH Encarnacion with 2 outs.
Sometimes that home run serves as a wake-up call. All right, back to business. Start executing again, and he did. Nice bounce back this week. Fastball to get Kipnis right on the edge, and then a real good change up there to get the swing and miss from Ramirez. A guy who has not struck out much at all this year.
Pummeled deep to left and gone. Number 353 for Encarnacion. His 5th this season.
Well, this time they're trying to go down and away. They got the down part, but that one stayed on the plate. Still not a horrible pitch, just a real good swing of the bat by Encarnacion. Lifting that low ball right into the tunnel there. Bender, if he was 2 seconds earlier, would have taken it off the forehead.
Brantley 0 for 2. Said it last night, and it fortunately didn't come to pass, but this is not the type of team you want to be trailing going into the late innings.
No.
With Miller and Allen lurking.
Yeah, that's the whole MO of Terry Francona. Get a lead at this stage of the ball game and lean heavily on that bullpen.
Michael Brantley is a guy from a different era. He's made, let's see, 52 plate appearances. He has 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. That is not a 2018 Major League player, especially a guy with extra base power. And he puts that one in play, grounds out. Lindor and Encarnacion have homered. It's 3-1 Cleveland.
Talk about Trevor Bauer and some of the different things he does when he comes out to warm up each inning. He does that little move 3 times on a crow hop and just fires his first warm up pitch as hard as he can into home plate. A little crow hop and rushes it up there at about 100 miles an hour.
Mentioned Brantley kind of being a rarity. Well, Trevor Bauer, if he can get through this inning, it'll be 4 consecutive starts of at least 7 innings. Not something you see a ton in starting pitchers these days either. Ian Happ leads it off. Cubs trail 3-1.
The Indians bullpen not quite as deep as it used to be, so I think Terry Francona is going to ask a little bit more out of it, especially his front line guys, his top 3 in the rotation. Andrew Miller is up, loosening in the Cleveland bullpen right now.
Swing and a miss. Happ has struck out, walked, and scored a run. There's the lefty Miller. Bauer home on an 0-2. It's 1-2.
A couple mistakes with that 2-strike breaking ball tonight, where he's really tried to turn it over, really, muscle up on it. But he used to throw Ian Happ a lot of high fastballs tonight.
The 7th strikeout. He has at least 6 in all of his starts. It is about the journey, not the destination. Unless the destination is $5.6 million. Download the Beat the Streak app today. Start your streak for a chance to win $5.6 million. Threw 116 pitches in his last start. 100 or more every outing, including tonight. Two to Almora. Stay alive swing that time. Albert could not hold up. Bauer with consecutive strikeouts here in the 7th.
I get the feeling that he's emptying the tank here as he knows his night's getting close to being over. Miller should be ready by now. If Baez reaches with Rizzo due, I suspect we'd see Miller.
One of the neat features of this ballpark, they've got seats right behind home plate, a little bit beneath the field, and they go all the way around to each dugout, so like you're really a part of the action.
Yeah, and remember
like you're in the bullpen.
Coming here when this first opened, being in the dugout, and you're lucky you could score a couple chicken fingers. The manager wasn't looking.
Camden Yards kind of paved the way, but they did it right here in Cleveland.
A new wave of stadium construction there in the early 90s.
Ground ball in the hole. Lindor leaves his feet. The throw to first is late. Baez telling Lindor, not going to get me tonight.
Yeah, you could see that coming one way or the other. However that play turned out, there was going to be a little contact between those two guys. And as soon as Javi crossed first base, waving over to Lindor, and said, "No, sir." Heck of a play, though. These guys play with a lot of joy. Javi doing the Matumbo. Wow. how quickly did he get to his feet?
Just great baseball all around. And as you theorized, Tito's going to make a change. Bauer is out. Miller coming in. Rizzo is the tying run coming to the plate. 3-1 Cleveland in the 7th inning. It's Andrew Miller. Not a guy the Cubs really wanted to face in this series. If you look at his career, it's really interesting. Mainly as a starter, 2006 to 2011 with Detroit, the Marlins, and the Red Sox. He put up a 5.79 career ERA. Since 2012, JD, 360 appearances, all in relief. 1.95.
Yeah,
and seemingly getting better.
Yeah, well, and you know, he was drafted in 2006. He got to the big leagues in 2006 after a phenomenal collegiate career at the University of North Carolina. So probably got rushed to the big leagues and had those early struggles. Obviously, the transition to the bullpen has allowed him to simplify things, and he has become one of the best weapons in the game.
Baez at first, Rizzo at the plate. 3-1 Cleveland, 7th inning.
Ooh, uh-oh. A hamstring or quad cramp or strain or something. Surprised nobody's coming out of the Indians' dugout. Gomes started out and Miller waved him off. So he's still stretching there. Now he's going to call somebody out. Perhaps thought it was just a cramp initially, but it's not getting any better. He's going to need some attention. Reaching down towards that left knee, huh? Yeah.
So that's it. Well, 2 pitches and Andrew Miller leaving. So the next guy coming in will get as much time as he needs. Bring you back inside Progressive Field. Left-hander Tyler Olson will replace the injured Andrew Miller. We saw Olson last night. He worked a 1-2-3 sixth. His team trailing.
Yeah, all ground balls, and you see the numbers there for Olson. They're good. He's not a power guy like Miller. He's got a good breaking pitch. Pitched 30 times for the Indians last year, and in those 30 appearances, 20 innings of work, and he did not allow a run. Fastball below average in terms of velocity. Big curveball, slider, and a change.
He was not warming in their bullpen, so replacing an injured pitcher, he'll get as many warm-up tosses as he needs.
As he warms up, there's further action in both bullpens now. Double barrel action going for the Cubs.
Scoring to this point, Cubs grab the lead in the 5th with Anthony Rizzo 2-out RBI single, scoring Ian Happ. But the Indians came back and got a solo homer from Brandon Guyer with 2 outs in the 5th. Lindor led off the 6th with a home run to give them the lead. Encarnacion, 3 batters later, made it 3-1.
I wonder if Montgomery and Edwards warming up out there, if they said to each other, hey, remember when we were doing this in Game 7 of the World Series out here together? That was kind of cool, huh? And you saw Nick Goody also warming up for Cleveland, so this could be a one-and-done situation for the lefty Olson.
So Olson comes in with a 2-0 count on Rizzo. So if it is a one and done for Olson, he's coming at a disadvantage for sure. Baez the runner at first, 2 outs. Three and 0.
Even though Anthony's been struggling, and even though there's a lefty out there, if he wants it, he's got the green light here.
Pitcher's strike. 3-1. Kipnis out on the grass and right. Out into right center. Davis coming over. He's got it. Thought that ball might get down, but just a little too much hang time. Still 3-1 in the 7th. start the bottom of the 7th.
But there's one, if one wanted to eat something that was unique to Cleveland, Cleveland would be known for, what would one eat? In Pittsburgh, you have pierogies, and Buffalo, you have chicken wings. And
well, we have a lot of Clevelanders on our crew. I'm sure can help us out. It is a signature Cleveland food item. Lester to Gomes.
Good start. Three solo home runs. Craft beer is apparently very big here in Cleveland. I don't know if that's food or not. Depends on your point of view.
Well, I Googled it. Slyman's corned beef. Jack Frost donuts. How about Euclid Beach popcorn balls? Sounds good.
Got a man there.
Will get him. He asked me tonight when we're leaving.
Yeah.
I wish we had gone through this last night so we could
at some point
partake.
So for the first time this year, a Cubs starting pitcher has recorded an out in the 7th inning. And Tyler Chatwood faced a man in the 7th inning last night, did not retire him, and then was taken out of the ball game.
Alonso 0 for 6 in the set. Lofted out in the left center. This is Almora's play to make, and he does. John's been real good, but he's trailing by 2 runs here late. 3 solo home runs, including one by the guy coming up, Brandon Geyer, who tied it in the 5th. Solid work as you look at the pitches by inning. Very consistent.
He's pitched a very solid ball game here tonight, and hopefully the Cubs can go back and score some runs. Not a big strikeout night for him. He has struck out 4. Walked 1. Like his last outing, a lot of outs in the air. Geyer got him on a 3-1 pitch back in the 5th.
Contreras going for a changeup, and it's a low miss. That's ball 4.
Yeah, no doubt the 3-1 home run last time influenced the selection there. I don't think of Geyer as a slugger, but when the guy took you deep last time you faced him, you tend to treat him with a little extra respect.
Davis with a man on and 2 down, 7th inning. Strike call, throw to first. It was close. Geyer way offshore, able to get back in safely.
Yeah, offshore with no floaties. He had to really scramble back. It's good base running, though. You don't want to give up on your secondary. You want to be able to advance if the ball's in the dirt.
Cubs' next opponent, the Brewers, with a 4-1 lead at Kansas City in the 5th inning. Brewers looking for their 8th in a row. Big ovation for Lorenzo Cain last night.
Yeah, he had a home run too. Return to Kansas City. Brewers might be landing around the same time we do. They'll race into the city.
Davis held up. Lester's pitch is hit in the air to center. Almora's had a busy night, and he makes the grab, and we go to the 8th. Still 3-1 Cleveland. Cleveland. Cubs will bat in the 8th inning. Bradley Zimmer replaces Davis in the center.
You don't see that very often, do you? Your starting center fielder being removed for defensive purposes, but Zimmer is a plus defender.
Tyler Olson, I guess, playing Andrew Miller tonight. Just getting Rizzo, but he'll face Contreras with a couple of lefties due behind him.
Yeah, I think that's the reason. It's the Stella Schwarber after Contreras, and there are no other left-handers available.
Victor Caratini now in the on-deck circle. Not for La Stella, at least for now. Strike to Contreras.
If this were a one-run game, Francona maybe would have gone to his right-hander here for Contreras, but he's got a little wiggle room.
Chopper foul. John Lester spun 7 quality innings tonight. 4 hits, 3 runs on 107 pitches, likely done.
looked awkward.
Yeah. Zimmer will play it off the wall. Contreras will slide in safely at second base. It's a double. Leadoff double. Wilson Contreras here in the 8th.
That ball was absolutely scalded. Zimmer in for defense, but Willie Mays wasn't going to catch that one. Willie Mays Hayes wouldn't have caught that one. Sliding double for Contreras.
So Caratini now bats for Listella. Switch hitter will bat right-handed. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, will make a visit.
It's a return to Cleveland for Carl Willis, who was on the staff here for a number of years. Moved on to Boston. He also was pitching coach in Seattle for a time.
Caratini off the bench. And 101 career plate appearances at this level for Victor, 35 so far this year.
Well, this stage of the game, a man on second, nobody out, you're not thinking about giving yourself up in any fashion to advance a base runner here. You're thinking about driving in that run.
Takes a strike. Career .289 minor league batter. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
For a guy who hasn't been around a long time, calm approach, confident in his abilities at the plate.
Missed the outside corner on a curve. It's 2-1. So the Cubs wins have been blowout wins, which they've scored 8, 9, 10 runs. Last night they ran away with a 10-3 win. Their losses 2-1 in 17. Game 2 6-0, 1-0.
Yeah, the Indians have been playing a whole bunch of games like this one. They've got, I believe, 9 one-run games. A lot of low-scoring affairs.
Ground ball to Kipnis. That's the first out. Contreras now at third. Hefty home run graphic tonight as we look at exit velocity. Cubs home runs since 2015. Kyle Schwarber is all over that list, including 117.1 and that line drive homer last night. That was the first of 2 in the ball game he hit.
Yeah, rarely do you see fans in the outfield seats jumping to get out of the way of a home run ball.
It was a screaming line drive. We're in the 8th, so well, you'd like to get at least 2 here. You got to at least get that guy in from third. Word from the Indians media relations. Andrew Miller has left hamstring tightness. Miller only threw 2 pitches before he exited. Curve strike, 2-1.
Yeah, and that's could be very disconcerting for a pitcher. You know, you feel that hammy tug and you say, well, is it just a cramp or just a little tightness? And the fear, of course, is if you keep pitching, they just blow it out and end up with a long stint on the disabled list.
Corey Knebel injured his hamstring against the Cubs and ended up on the DL. Schwarber missed a curve, 2-2. Three-1 ball game. Indians lead, 8th inning.
Oh, good job waiting back on that breaking pitch. We started in our open. We talked about Kyle and the way he'd been moving the ball around the diamond, especially in Colorado, using the opposite field, and with teams make an adjustment. We're seeing it here with the Indians. Lindor staying pretty much right up the middle, as opposed to 3 guys on the right side of the infield.
Tried again as Olsen marked his arm angle. Count holding it 2-2.
Yeah, see, when you know, typically for Kyle, it's 3 guys on the right side and ground ball to the right side. And no matter how hard he hit it, it was tough to get it through. Now that he's using the opposite field a little bit, hitting on the ground to the left side, they have to honor that, and it gives him a little more room to operate should he pull one on the ground on the right side.
Another 2-2, and this time Olsen gets him swinging.
Drop down slide ball gets the job done for Olsen, and he will yield.
So that will be it. Nick Goody will face Addison Russell when we come back in the 8th. Right-hander Nick Goody.
Like Miller and Olsen, he has spent a little time with the Yankees in his career. So he debuted with them in 2015, pitched 27 times for them in 16. And then he moved over here to Cleveland, 56 appearances last year for the Tribe. This year, 7 appearances, and as you can see, very good numbers with a 1.17 ERA.
Thought that might be part of the Batmobile. Well, that's keeping the Cubs warm in their dugout.
Pow! Bang! Double in the gap.
Russell is 0 for 3, reached on an error in the 6th.
Pretty much fastballs and sliders from Goody. Get over slider there. He has a curveball but rarely uses it. Most clubs try to get Russell out down and away, and show up and in or in off the plate. Upright stance, middle in, he's good. And he's going good. He can go out and take that ball in the outer third and hook it.
So Kyle Schwarber still stewing on that strikeout against Olson. High for a ball, 2-1. $15,712 the paid crowd tonight. Baez doing the John Adams bit in the Cubs dugout. I like it. 2-2. There's John. He got him on the slider. So Miller gets hurt, but Olson and Goody filling in did nice work. The second, Wilson Contreras is going to play left. Caratini will stay in and catch. So even in an American League Park, Joe pulling some strings here.
Yeah, because you don't know what the future holds here in this close ball game, and Chris Bryant not available as he still continues to deal with issues after getting hit in the head the other day in Colorado. So it's an especially short bench. These fans, they love Mike Montgomery here in Cleveland.
Yeah,
even though he was out there when the Cubs won the World Series.
They appreciate
the final out. Yep.
They appreciate good pitching.
Yeah. Come on, Mike, step off and tip your cap. Oh, no, he's just going to go ahead and pitch.
And it's low on Lindor. Guess LeBron might have just hit a
maybe that's what
winning
it
shot.
was. Maybe that's why they're stirred up.
One and 0 on Lindor. This home run gave the Indians the lead. Opposite field blast. Right-handed in the 6th inning.
Need to recalibrate here. Well below the knees.
There's got a big concert going on over there. 3-1 on Lindor. He walked him.
Cubs the only team in Major League Baseball who have not won at least 3 in a row or lost 3 in a row.
In the 9th inning, we'll stroke up. Cubs will have Hayward, Happ, and Almora. Likely facing Cody Allen.
The win last night, the Cubs got to 2 above 500. That's their high water mark. It's been kind of win one, lose one as we go along here the first month of the season. Thinking about a bunt for a base hit there. One of those, try to get a knock. If I don't, I at least advance Lindor into scoring position. Makes all the sense in the world now for the Indians to have a kind of a play for 1-run approach at this stage of the ball game. And if they're a right-handed pitcher on the mound, Lindor might just try straight steal. But with a lefty, tougher to get a read on. Montgomery's an extreme ground ball pitcher. Kona may be thinking bunt and run, hit and run.
Snap toss, Lindor back head first.
Really misfortune for John Lester tonight when you think about it. He only allowed 4 hits, and 3 of them flew out of the ballpark.
Count to Kipnis. Squares, takes a ball. 2-1. That's the sign from Mike Sarbaugh down at third base. Sandy Alomar Jr. over at first. Pretty good bunt. And he's out 1-3. Throw into left by Rizzo. And Lindor's going to score. And it's 4-1. That'll be the first error charged to Anthony in quite some time.
Yeah, and the thing about it is there's some guys who don't make errors because they never take chances. Anthony is very aggressive throwing to the bases. He's trying to get a big turn here. I think he was hoping Addy would have had retreated back to the base there, and had he done that, they might have had a shot at him. It's a pretty aggressive turn of second base by Lindor. Yeah, when's the last time Anthony committed an error?
I think it's been about a year. His streak was 150 consecutive games without an error prior to tonight.
Yeah,
what do we got?
Yeah, the bat hit the ball in fair territory. Batter's out.
So Ramirez is out. 2 down.
Short catcher unassisted to put out there.
Good call. That'll bring Joe Madden to the mound.
Oh, hit his foot.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, hit his foot first.
Even easier call. 4-1 Cleveland. Pitching change in the 8th. We're back in a minute. Year since he had last made an error. So an unearned run here, and Pedro Strop in to face Encarnacion.
And just to clarify on the previous play, batter out because the ball hit him. I'm just checking the rule book here. If the batter runner drops his bat and the ball rolls against the bat in fair territory, and in the umpire's judgment there was no intention to interfere, and the ball is alive and in play.
Okay.
So what Barksdale saw there was the ball hitting Ramirez's foot. Hence the out call.
Gotcha. So that was going into today in the National League. Efrain Navarro had a 69-game streak that's intact. He's back in the minor leagues. The 0-1 is low.
Well, I'm sure Anthony's disappointed to see that streak go away, but I think the one thing it does is it makes everybody aware of the fact that he had a 150-game errorless streak. And just remarkable defensive player.
Lined over Happ, and Encarnacion on for the 3rd consecutive time. So his fan club pretty happy, and he'll come out. Tyler Naquin.
Yeah, because when he hits a home run, he holds his arm out. I think he's got a parrot or a parakeet perched on his arm as he circles the bases. I guess it would be a parrot. He's a pirate or something.
Another base hit. Brantley with a line drive into center.
Yeah, that's his home run trot. He started that when he was in Toronto. I don't know the origin story of that. It's his shtick. So I guess these base hits make that run earned.
Right.
Correct? Yeah.
I was going to say earlier, one of Encarnacion's at bats. When you think of Encarnacion, you think of Jose Bautista. When you think of Joey Bats, you think of Encarnacion, right? Two guys who had a ton of home runs as teammates with the Blue Jays, but Encarnacion started his career with the Reds. And some might say, and Bautista started his career with the Pirates, but that's not true. He played for Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Kansas City before he played for Pittsburgh, before he played for the Blue Jays. And he will soon be up with the Atlanta Braves. We go to the 9th inning. It's Cleveland 4 and the Cubs 1. Our Binny's Toast of the Game is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Trevor Bauer, 6 2/3, 1 run allowed. Off to a very good start here in 2018.
Yeah, he's been good for a while now. Second half of last year, he was outstanding. Brought a 267 earned run average into this ball game tonight. 6 2/3 innings of 1-run ball. Outstanding stuff. Good lively heater, up and down in the zone. Curveball is one of the better ones you're going to see.
Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
This guy's got a pretty good hook too.
Allen to Hayward in a 3-run ball game. Yes, that run became earned. And Mike Montgomery's ledger. Over those 2 hits after he left. High fly ball into center. It's Bradley Zimmer. For out number 1. Now Ian Happ started the game in left, now playing second. 2 strikeouts, a walk, and the Cubs' lone run. Cubs hit 4 homers last night, won the game tonight. The Indians with 3 home runs. much as we talk about manufacturing runs, some nights it's just whoever hits the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah, nothing wrong with slugging.
0-2.
Constant approach here by the Indians against Happ. Just continue to work that fastball up.
Two away. If they're going to rally here, Almora will have to start it.
Cubs have struck out 11 times tonight. Came into play trailing Milwaukee by 2 and St. Louis by 1. They're both winning their games.
Fly ball into the corner and right. It's deep and it is caught. Geyer the catch, and the Indians draw a split in the 2-game series. Allen goes 1-2-3 in the 9th. We will see the Indians again in interleague play at Wrigley Field May 22nd and 23rd.
Well, that was quick, eh? Allen barely broke a sweat. Good pitching by the Indians here tonight. Bauer got it started, and then even with the injury to Miller, the bullpen really stepped up and finished things off. From the Cubs' perspective, another really good start for John Lester. That's 2 in a row now, but unfortunately not enough offense tonight.
So for JD and our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew here in Cleveland, Glenn Casper inviting you to join us tomorrow night on NBC Sports Chicago Plus as the Cubs welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers at 7. Stay tuned. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois postgame live is coming up next. Final score once again, Indians 4, Cubs 1. We'll see you tomorrow night back in Chicago.